Welcome everybody. We're a couple of minutes early, so forgive me, but I wanted to get live and get this market on the move. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome to Friday night, baby. The only place, oh mate, that's the best news. I technically have to go to Spain on Sunday, but you know what I mean? It could be worse. I'm working tomorrow. Might come that way. Don't you dare text Jen. Anyway, good evening everybody. Welcome back to the show as always. We appreciate your time. It is Friday night, which is good actually. Friday night's the end of the week. We made it, which is good news. And yeah, the markets seem to come with us today. Although, you know what they say, you don't really want a crazy pump on a Friday, but altcoins seem to be holding up pretty well. We're going to be breaking down what does October look like. I can't even speak. What does October look like? Government shutdown. Why is this such a big deal right now? And then some pretty interesting correlations that we need to talk about. What September, Ethereum, and all the rest of it. And I don't know if you guys caught this today, but the weirdest thing in the world happened today. And I was messaging a few people, but I think I have an answer, all right? I think I might have an answer, okay? So, I mean, some people will be like, what are you actually talking about? Some people have no idea what I'm talking about, but I'm going to hopefully give you guys a very interesting discussion on some things. Anyway, let's say hello to a few people and then we'll get into the show. So welcome, Jesse. Good to see you holding it down like a true moderator. Join the Discord. What's going on, Jesse? Grab a YouTube membership, get access to the premium Discord. You know what it is. I mean, we put in there yesterday a trade setup for today. And yeah, pretty interesting. Pretty interesting how that played out as well. If you got on the Asta call, congrats, because that was a great call in there and actually would have definitely given you some decent returns. Likewise, we called the Bitcoin move as well. So, yeah, good news in that. Pretty happy with those calls. And the world will be financial. So, if you read that 12:30 in the morning, congrats. Your portfolio must be well up to date. Anyway, Craig, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Jesse, 37's in the house. Robert called it yesterday. Bottom is in back on August 2nd. The market dumped. Then September 4th, this dump was a little early with the impersonators. Yes, I've been tracking this. Get it, Robert Dover. I'm down for it. Good to see JFR's in. BITUNIX here. Crackerjack, Shabs, welcome in. I appreciate you guys tuning in as always. JFR, welcome. And then welcome to all the La Familia Madrigal here. Live on TikTok as well. JJ, what's going on, buddy? MK's here. I'm already tired. Thanks to BNB in 2018. Bought a bag at $10. Man, don't remind me. I saw that as an ISO back in 2017. I wish I'd bought some anyway. Such is life. Hopefully that'll be me in a couple of years. Akash, good to see you, man. Welcome in. Blair, good to see you. As always, we appreciate you tuning in. The camera guy says, how's it going, boss? Thoughts on Orderly? Not many, but stick around. We'll talk about it. Studio on Print, welcome in. Welcome in. Everybody's tuning in. So thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. As always, we appreciate it. So, pretty interesting day, as you would suggest, in the markets. Now, you have to kind of look at it on a slightly smaller time frame as opposed to the daily. The daily looks a bit pants, if I'm honest. But the macro kind of looks okay. Sort of. All right? Sort of. So, here we go then. Let's take a look at what's going on the Bitcoin chart. You guys need to face that way as well. So don't go to TikTok. We'll be back in a minute. Right. Here we go then. This is the hourly candles here on BTC. Very interesting. Obviously, this was the giant wick down yesterday evening that broke us down from that kind of 114 range. And it's been super strange. Like, the markets have been super weird today. We've seen really big moves up followed by really big dumps, right? And it's just continued all the way through the day. You'd almost like look at it like a volume bot meme coin. Like, it's kind of pretty crazy in fairness. But what you are seeing is well within a range here. The debate's going to be what happens on the range. We are still bearish. Understand that on BTC. On the hourly candles, the daily looks a little bit freakier, if I'm honest. Obviously, we're still in this kind of capitulation. Looking very, very bearish, actually. Now, you could argue and say, well, because we look so bearish, this actually could define the floor. Now, I was kind of talking maybe we wicked it a little bit lower, 108.3, maybe, right? Maybe we got a bit lower. Equally, you could argue maybe this is the bottom. And I think there's a couple of things that we'll touch on in tonight's live stream, which particularly around the government shutdowns, etc. That's going to be important to think. But this could well play out as the bottom. Now, one of the things we did actually put in the Discord, particularly talking about this, would have been, look, price just broke below a key horizontal support level for the last 7 days. Volume profile on the right shows big liquidity gap under, which is exactly kind of what we got under this line, look, which is the push down. And then obviously we got the news that came in from the US. Cautious, look for the bottom at around 106, I think it was that we've called in there. So we did actually come a little bit higher than we thought we would do, but still, we'll see. This bit here is obviously the thing to be aware of. The big wick showing downside momentum here on the daily candle. So yes, We got a nice wick in there. Obviously, we saw Asia coming in, buying pretty aggressively. You can see here, look, this is a big move. Later sort of on in Thursday, and then obviously Asia coming in pretty much early hours of this morning. And then, but good news, we kept in the European markets. The US markets opened pretty well, in fairness. Did dump a little bit after. But look, we're sort of trading within this range, which I don't think is a crazy kind of thing, to be honest, right? I don't think it's a super crazy thing. But I think what's good, and this is my theory, by the way, this is only a hypothetical, but what I think is happening here is you're seeing this kind of push up on Bitcoin, and then I feel like this dump is some profit taking and then pivoting back into altcoins. For example, Ethereum has been on an absolute tear from this range that we've been talking about. Look at this pivot line. I mean, that is absolutely perfect on that retest. Likewise here as well. And then you've got other coins. Solana printing very well. XRP's up as well. Aerodrome moves up. Zebek. Now into some other ones we've been talking about. World of Bit Financial now up 8.5%. This one's starting to look pretty good as well. And then some other ones. Pyth Network looking crazy. Aster up 10%. Did just take a little recent dip, but again, look at this range that we were talking about on this bounce on this coin as well. So, you know, if you sort of grabbed some of these, well done indeed. Aether as well, I don't know if Home's here yet, up 4.5, actually was pivoting pretty well. So for me, there's definitely some very strange stuff going on in the market. BTC dominance coming down, which, look, if you're, you know, portfolios bigger in altcoins, this is generally a good news story. Bitcoin holding up particularly okay around there. Now, what we want to see is obviously a little bit more upside momentum here on the 12-hour candle, and we'll talk a little bit about how this may play out over the course of the next couple of days. But like we said, maybe the bottom is very much in. You could argue maybe on the daily it comes a little bit lower, but this would be a breakdown from where we are. It feels like we found a layer of support now around 108.900. As long as I think we sort of hold 109, that would be good. If we can wick back to 111, great. I don't see it. Maybe we sort of get this maybe Sunday, something like that. But you look at this in the altcoin market, it looks super, super good news on there. So that's kind of where we get in terms of what's happened with Bitcoin. Interesting. I thought this was just worthwhile touching on, by the way. And we'll talk about it a bit later on. But obviously, as we end September, and by the way, every single month where we saw negative September, with the exception of two, which was obviously 2018 and 2014, we've seen a massive October on the back of it, without exception, right? Without exception. So you see here 2022, 21, 2020, as well as 19 and 2017, likewise 2013. So whenever September has been a red month, we have generally then seen double digits at least on October. Now, again, I'm not saying that the market's going to exactly play out as it has done in the past. I'm not even saying that it's going to, you know, do those sort of numbers, but relatively you can sort of say, well, maybe that's a case. And, you know, October tends to be a little bit better. True. You might want market cipher B. I'll send it to you. Okay, yeah, send it across to me. I don't know what that is, but send it across to me. That'll be good. So yeah, so this may therefore play out favorably when it comes to the price of Bitcoin, etc. Equally though, if we can continue to this, so for example, ETH holding up around this 4,000 range, I think will be bullish. Likewise, Solana holding 200. So I think the altcoin market, and we sort of touched on this, as a kind of how does it drag you forward, then definitely we'll kind of see how this plays out, I think is important, right? So anyway, good news, and I think that's where we get. I'm not going to go through every single altcoin out there, but look, generally speaking, we are actually in pretty good shape. And likewise, when we look at this, by the way, on a quarter basis, look at this Ethereum quarter, 62%, the best quarter ever when it comes to the Ethereum market. Bitcoin, not so much. But, I mean, look, let's call it this. Who cares about Bitcoin when you've got altcoins? That's my opinion, right? That's my opinion. What's going on, Vern? Good to see you, buddy. As always, appreciate everybody jumping in the live. Don't forget, if you are bullish, then just tap the screen, lock in some likes. That would be great. And yeah, I'd appreciate it. Oh, is it an indicator? All right, okay. So I have actually got another indicator. I'm not using it yet. And maybe I should do. But yeah, it's this one. Oh, God's sake, I need to put it up. Okay, I'll sort it out sometime. But anyway, I'll have a look at it. I'll have a look at it for sure, Jesse. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate it. So this kind of plays out here where we are on the market. Fine. Hopefully we'll see what happens with the altcoin market. That's going to be the key thing. Now, what is interesting to think about, here is Bitcoin volatility. Okay. This is kind of where you'd argue that we see, you know, this kind of narrative that Wall Street wants to dump markets, etc. Bitcoin historically underperforms in September, but rips in October, November, December. And this is the average monthly performance over the course of the last number of years. And again, you can see September, historically is bad. All right. TikTok, you can see it there. Look, if you guys are interested, negative 4.7%. It's the worst month ever. So if we can come out of September green, And I still feel we will do, by the way. I'm definitely not going to be in this narrative where I think all of a sudden, right? All of a sudden we're just like going to the freaking, pits of doom. I just don't feel that's like a thing. I believe that we could definitely go way, way, way higher. So, we'll see. All right, we'll see. But Bitcoin volatility, definitely one to keep an eye out for. The only other thing I think is worth noting here, and probably just worth as a service announcement, is if everyone gets super crazy bullish on a massive October, don't be surprised if you see a massive dump at the start. Don't be surprised if you see that. And I don't know if you guys saw, Dr. Profit is now saying 70% likely that the top is in. He was 100% 3 days ago, and he's now 70%. Again, I'm not hating on him. That's not like what I'm doing, but worth noting, all right? Worth noting in my opinion, and we will therefore see how that goes, right? So, good. September is actually bad because of the government shutdown, but if Trump doesn't allow what... Yeah, I mean, look, it's likely that it is going to shut down, which is, not great. Not great in fairness, but keep your eyes peeled. Tiny Crypto giving us a pretty interesting view here on Ethereum. Ethereum price looks like it's set for a Q2 move. So obviously we got that kind of May to July. Very interesting setup. Exactly the same happening now between the months of August and October. Therefore, we could definitely start to potentially see another rally. Is history going to rhyme? That's the honest answer, and therefore we could absolutely start to see a more bullish outlook, particularly when it comes to this, which will be good news if you ask me. And fingers crossed. Hopefully, I think we sort of talked about this last the day. The ETH may be the big catalyst that drives this market, and we want to sort of see that. So, fingers crossed. We'll sort of hopefully get that over the course of it. And then I thought this was interesting as well. Ethereum's latest drop triggered one of the biggest open interest resets since 2024. And we sort of talked about this. So, when we talk about liquidity resets or, liquidation event or, whatever it is, and people kind of maybe don't understand what we're talking about. Basically, what you did is got loads of traders wiped out. Loads of people were either trying to grab they're trying to grab the bottom of the next move. Yeah, because it was longs that got liquidated. So I think where you get to here is that basically all these longs got liquidated, and then everyone's just fucking piled back in again and gone, yep, I'm super long on this market. It's bullish. It's bullish. With the UK PM set on digital ID, thoughts on... Yeah, I mean, I'm not bullish on the digital ID thing. Not at all bullish on it. And I think I saw a couple of interviews today. It's a massive scam. Like, I'm telling you, there's some weird shit going on with that, and I don't like it at all. And if I can, I absolutely will not be getting one. Do I think they'll integrate or something with WorldCoin? Probably not. But I mean, I didn't like the fact WorldCoin did what they're doing. So there's no freaking way I'll be getting a digital ID if I can avoid it. If I can avoid it, we'll see. But yeah, I mean, I think WorldCoin will be okay. There's no way the UK government brings that in though. That's just my opinion. Maybe a little bit down the line, but. So yeah, leverage clear out. Important to think about. What's going on, Alvin? Great news, by the way. Great news. I need you to send me a picture. So bullish. Good news on that, by the way. So yeah, I've been saying this, crashes aren't just sell-offs, they're disguises for opportunity. And that's why you're seeing so many in the sentiment of kind of exchanges doing it as well. Binance being the worst. So again, this is kind of playing out pretty favorably as to how it all plays. Again, we'll see kind of where it happens. Likewise, you got some movement a little bit on the treasuries, nothing crazy. Obviously, the 10-year still looking pretty optimistic at 4.1. We don't want to see that. Likewise, the S&P back to rallying again. So markets are kind of like, yep, we're cool again. Obviously, the big deal when it comes to that inflation data that we got, the PCE that came in flat, which I think people expected a hot PCE, didn't come in hot. Good news. All right. Good news. Okay. So that is all pretty solid if you ask me. And that is a little bit just of the charts. We'll talk about anything you guys want to touch on in just a minute. Sorry, just checking the price something. And yeah, we'll keep Bitcoin up just so I can sort of see what's going on. Albeit, I think ETH's probably the more important measure this evening, if I'm dead honest. Still potential for 105. Yeah, I think it's less likely. I mean, people are still calling like super dumperinos. Maybe. I think if we can get some ETFs through next week, might change the story a little bit, in my opinion. Dave, what's going on, buddy? So, Bitcoin reclaims 110 as inflation holds steady. The Bureau of Economic Analysis published its personal consumption expenditure report Friday. Again, this is good news, by the way. It was good news. Ken, look at this chart. You can see here, look, definitely remained pretty flat as we have done now over the course of the last few months, with a slight tick up, which I think you're going to get with the whole tariff news. But generally speaking, US inflation data was very positive, okay? So I think a lot of people were waiting for this. There was a lot of kind of macro stuff waiting for it. Does probably play into the Fed with the expectation now that this will be a pretty big cut over the certainly the October November one. Sorry, the October and December one. 89% believe that we're going to get a cut. 90% good news. Likewise, you flip forward in December, they could even price in, or they are beginning to price in, a potential 50 basis points cut in December, taking us to a 1% cut over the course of the last 3 months, which again could be pretty good news as this sort of all plays out. So yeah. Equally, you've got very interesting stuff. Michelle Bowman did her speech today talking about monetary policy, and the neutral interest rate is higher than before the pandemic. Pretty interesting. It's all starting to play out. And what's interesting with this is they're all now coming out going, oh, well, inflation is too high. Now, hopefully you guys caught my video earlier on. I was talking about Bitcoin, and I was talking about a Raoul Powell interview that he's done. You may have seen this around, where he talks about the ISM, okay, which is the Institute for Supply Management, and it all talks about manufacturing. We've talked about manufacturing a little bit on this channel before and how it's such a key driver. But the view of Raoul Powell, by the way, is that we'll go to 2026. ISM delayed, the debt got delayed. They're obviously refinancing the debt. They're looking to get another $1.5 trillion as part of this kind of refinancing stuff to put into things like Medicaid and all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to get in the political side of it, but the fact of the matter is this could push the 2025 market cycle top into 2026. I am yet to convert, all right? Don't hold it against me. I am not going 2026 just yet, but there is some very strong arguments that 2026 could be it. And if ISM and what Raoul Powell's talking about, which is ISM, then how that relates to the debt that the US and the refinancing, 2026 is going to be fucking crazy. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. More of that when we get nearer the time. But Michelle Bowman stated that basically favors a gradual approach to interest rates, and it's critical to protect employment by taking decisive and proactive steps. Bowman said the Fed should aim for a smallest possible balance sheet size, which they're doing, maybe not as aggressive as they should, and allowing limited volatility in money markets allows us to better understand market functioning and risks. So she's very much in the world of get interest rates down, get the Fed balance sheet down, get the fact that you're paying so much money down, right? Go for it, Michelle Bowman. Love it. She also stated that she strongly supports holding only treasury bonds on the Fed's balance sheet, saying that shifting to short-term bonds would give the Fed greater flexibility, all right? That's why you're seeing a little bit of a bounce in the 10 years, etc. So, but yeah, she's going bullish. And this is all on the back, by the way, of the Clarity Act, which now is officially was sent to the Senate, which is good news. And obviously from the GOP, and that goes through. So again, nothing major, part of the process, but the Senate is set to consider the bill alongside its own draft. Good news, all right? So the Clarity Act feels like it's as near as we have been for a long time, which, if you think about all this kind of stuff, it's all sort of coming together really for a bit of a crescendo as to all of this sort of good stuff. Equally, you've got Clarity Act, ETFs, all the rest of it. Might end up being, like, October might end up being one of the fucking craziest months we've ever seen in cryptocurrency history. But anyway, we'll see. We'll see. Core PCE at 2.9%, again, matches expectations. We saw that. But what does it mean then specifically for BTC? Is that going to see a move? Well, the Fed's obviously delivered that 25 basis points cut. What's going to be next? Well, bull theory struck an optimistic tone, suggesting Bitcoin and the crypto market could be setting up for a rebound. Good. Recent tariff measures, which, if you saw, we did actually get some more tariffs that were put in. It was like on the most ridiculous things in the world, like pharmaceuticals and like something else. Anyway, we're still seeing the consumer moving on. So consumer spending was actually up 0.4%, and then we're seeing spending in almost the major categories speaks as overall resilience in the US economy. The fact they revised GDP to 0.8 is pretty good, if you ask me. Are we in a relief rally? Well, there's one of two trains of thought. Are we in a relief rally? Well, let's think about what a relief rally would be. A relief rally would be probably in one specific coin, in my opinion. You'd see Bitcoin dominance increase because, let's face it, on a massive dump, do people go into alt or do people go into Bitcoin? I think you would have seen Bitcoin. The test will be tomorrow. And I said this about the dump because you could argue that the dump was a bear trap. I mean, again, you can make any chart play out as anything. I don't necessarily think it's a relief rally because it isn't that big. Think about it. Bitcoin's moved 0.3%. All right, that's nothing crazy. When you get to altcoins, though, that's where it feels a little bit different. 4% on Ethereum is a strong move. And by the way, no treasuries are bought Ethereum, no real ETF massive inflow. So ETH and altcoins are moving. All right, they are moving specifically. Okay, which is kind of good news. So yeah, Hey, Mike, just got back from the fairground. It's banging over there, mate. I mean, it's literally about 14 hours away from me, fairground. So I will trust your opinion on it. And I'm sure it absolutely is. Warren, what's going on, buddy? So, again, we'll see where this all goes through. Core PCE, sorry, was favorable, all right? We don't now have anything, I don't believe, till sort of October time, which I guess could unhinge the market. But sentiment right now is still pretty good news. Now, a little bit more specific, and I thought this was an interesting one. And you always have to take stuff. Do you know what I always find that's funny with XRP as an example is, why are so many people crazy when it comes to XRP? Like, people just make stuff up or, like, just lie about stuff. It's fucking crazy. You don't see it with any other coin. Anyway, Pompeius, I mean, I don't know who this is, by the way, but said this: a very close friend of mine, not one on social media, but deeply connected with the Trump administration, just pulled 25.5 million XRP off the Kraken exchange into cold storage. This isn't retail panic. This is a strategic positioning before the next phase of the financial reset. When insiders tied to power circles accumulate, you should ask yourself, what do they already know about Ripple and XRP that the public doesn't? The smart money is moving. The question is, are you? Now, here's where I get a little bit kind of weird about this. It's like, you can't just come out and be like, oh yeah, this 25 million, yeah, friend of mine. We all know it's freaking Tim Share. Look at where's BTC dominance? About 57, I think it was. Was it 57 we looked? 58.50, I was close. Depleting rapidly today, which is good news. But I mean, look, if it's true, great. If it's not, then it's just another one of those complete choppers. Hunter, just a dead quick question, and good evening, by the way. Have you, the crypto project you've been working on, right? Have you created something called Forge 0.6.0, which is a market maker bundle smart contract? Just curious, all right? I don't know if you have or not. I'm just curious. If you haven't, then that's okay. If you have, then fine. Not financial advice, but with tax in mind, bought W in last year, but up in pounds, sale now, then rebuy 250, just hold tight. Bought W. What the hell is W? I don't know what W is. Rob, what's going on, Holmes? Good to see you, man. Welcome. You got a hat. You missed it. Oh, Daniel, what's going on? Did I really, Vern? Sorry, mate. Who sent me a cap? Oh, Hassan. Thank you for the cap, bro. Appreciate it, my man. Appreciate you. So, yeah, I mean, let's hope so. Let's hope so. But yeah, Tom, I don't know what it is that you bought. I don't know what W is. No, that's not me. I'm working on an AI IT security project. Okay, that makes it even weirder then. Fine, I'll touch on it when I get in. Shane's in the building. What's going on, Shane? Good to see you, man. Come in, sit down. Right, so all of that's kind of pretty good news. Now, what else happened today? Well, Vanguard. Now, and you could just take this at face value and say, Vanguard considering allowing access to the third party. Right, okay, fine, cool. Vanguard are doing it $9 trillion. Doesn't really matter. What's interesting with... Do you mean will there be financial, Tom? Or, I mean, what the hell is with? Oh, with! Twice as nice. You know it, baby. Anyway, Vanguard is evaluating allowing client investment in third-party crypto ETFs. Why this is so important, and again, people just go, oh yeah, Vanguard's going to come in, $8 trillion, it's going to be amazing. They were very much, nope, we are not doing Bitcoin ETFs. We will not do that as part of our platform. We're definitely not allowing digital assets. No, 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 no. 6 months later, they're like, yeah, maybe we'll allow them in. Why? Because BlackRock have got $12 billion worth of profit going in that way. Market reactions remain quiet in the absence of an official statement from Vanguard's CEO or executives, yet financial markets anticipate potential impacts on large cap tokens like Bitcoin and Ethereum if Vanguard follows similar pathways as other firms. They will. They will. There's no way they don't. It's just going to be a matter of time. Just going to be a matter of time. Alt season always starts when we hit extreme fear. We're only at 34 now. Yeah, I saw it actually went a little bit lower yesterday as well. So, I mean, you could be right. Hey, look at my TikTok. I did that today. Check it out, 2bit. What, like right now? Like just go to your TikTok right now? What have you done? What have you done, Vernerino? What have you done? I know what we've done. I'll have a look afterwards. Tom, I'd move to USDT and use it as needed. Yeah, I don't know what with means. But hopefully we'll try and get some insight in it. Right. Let's just dead quickly talk about this. US government shutdown. What does it actually mean? Now, I don't know if you are like me. You hear it, but you don't really understand what it means. And I didn't. My new favorite thing in the car while I'm driving is, Vanguard. No, I did. If I did repost it, then I might not have watched it, in fairness. Go understand my evenings are pretty busy when I get in, but I will definitely watch it. Anyway, so one of my new favorite things, by the way, is chatting with ChatGPT or learning or researching things, okay? So I was researching this, why it's important, what's happened in the past, how likely is this to actually take effect? And basically what it is the fact that Congress and Congress can't agree on a spending budget, right? So here's what's happening right now. The Democrat side of it, or one side of it, let's just call it one side of it, are trying to get $1.5 trillion over 10 years added for things like Medicaid, Medicare, which technically was removed by the Trump administration when they put the big beautiful bill in, thus taking the debt $1.5 trillion even more than where it's been. So obviously then the Trump administration has gone, absolutely F you, that's not going to happen, we're not doing it. So then the other side's gone, oh, fine, fuck it, we're not going to sign it then. So basically what happens and why markets don't like it is the fact that basic non-essential things don't like work. So they furlough loads of departments. They furlough like important bits. So maybe like, I don't know, some of the finance people get furloughed. Park rangers get furloughed. Like it doesn't really affect markets in terms of actual like technical stuff. People just don't like it because basically what you're saying is the two people or the group of people that run the freaking country can't agree on a pissing spending budget, which is a bit ridiculous if you think about it. So the minute markets create uncertainty, this is doing exactly what it is. Now, we could see a correction. We've seen that previously. 2021, we saw this. 2016, I think it happened as well. So we could definitely see it. I don't necessarily think that would happen, but we could definitely get it, and we'll see, because Trump's not going to bend on this. That's the reality of it. They will not bend on it, and all that will be done is if the, thanks for the donuts, thanks Dave, you legend. If they do decide to close the market, it'll be absolutely put the door of the opposition, like 100%. So markets don't like it. It definitely just doesn't feel comfortable. So you'd have things like tax returns wouldn't get done. You'd have things like, maybe even things like the SEC would be delayed, CFTC, all of that kind of stuff, specific entities that would be maybe processing returns, tax returns, fiscal policy, or like earnings reports and stuff like that, right? Just all gets delayed. So they just don't like it. All right. I don't think it's the craziest thing in the world, but it is, it is sort of unnerving markets to a touch, right? In other news, Kraken raised over $500 million, a $15 billion valuation. Are Kraken about to go IPO? That would be pretty bullish, It's a US-based crypto exchange, valuation of $50 billion. Again, could this be another one? Maybe this is another IPO chance we should get. Circle have done it. Circle have done it. Coinbase have done it. Obviously, recently, Gemini have gone live with this as well. So yeah, it could be interesting. Yeah, 100k BTCs come in if they shut down the government. I mean, yeah, we could definitely see a little bit of pain come in, and that's probably the risk. The wider markets would correct as well, though, or would certainly push down, as long as we don't get anything like too crazy. But yeah, Coinbase similarly went public in 2021. Look how that went, and they preserve a valuation of 78.8 billion at the time of writing. So we'll keep an eye on it. Kraken going public might be pretty interesting, if you ask me. Now, just FYI, by the way, ETFs saw outflows yesterday. We sort of touched on that, didn't we? Barring BlackRock, which did actually buy $80 million worth. Today looks a similar number. We actually see 1,157 going into BlackRock. Good news. Over 3,000 for the week. So not the biggest number. And this probably then definitely goes into what we just talked about, which is ETFs feel a little bit boring, a little bit dull, which I think is why we're bringing out some new ones. Equally, the market potential, the government shutdown is probably definitely affecting some of this stuff. All right, so you kind of just got to go, fine, it is what it is. But whatever BlackRock are buying, I feel a little bit more comfortable with life, which is good news. And then in other news, just really, really quickly, by the way, and this isn't for anyone's purpose or any kind of anything in the world, but I don't know if you guys saw, but Marbits went crazy today, right? Went fucking crazy today, and I had no idea why. It absolutely skyrocketed. It done $20,000 in volume. Don't know why. Broke up to the 40k mark. Was 100% up on the day. You'll see like all these are buys and sells. Like all just got absolutely super crazy. I have no idea why. No idea what happened. It looked like it's all some sort of weird bundle bot thing. But there's what it started. Look, someone bought 2 G's worth. Someone bought another, like it just went a bit crazy. So I have no idea why. I absolutely have no clue. The only thing that's kind of spiked up is it's created this, which basically says that the contract is not verified on honeypot.is, which is absolute bollocks because the contract is 100% verified. But yeah, pretty interesting, right? Don't know why, don't know who, don't know the reason. It just did. Now, I did say that I actually do have an idea as to exactly what has happened with this. And I know I talked to a few of you through the day. I think I know why. I think I know why. And I'll show you in a minute, right? But yeah, interesting. And if you are obviously bullish on life, then yeah, good news. It's all good news. It's not me too, but yeah, it's fine. So I think what's interesting, and I don't believe this happened before, and it certainly is something that's now on my mind, and I think it's happened today, right? It's just my opinion. I think somebody did it. I'm not saying who, and I don't know who, but I know it wasn't me, by the way. Gary Gensler, maybe. But when you go and now search Marbits, you can see that Marbits is listed in Crypto.com's wallet. It's listed in BitGet's wallet. It's listed in Bybit's wallet. It was on Forbes, all right? I know this is getting weirder. It's listed in Coinbase's wallet. It's listed in Binance's wallet. It's listed on Holder.io. It's listed in CoinCodex. It's listed on Phantom Wallet. I think it's listed on MEXC, by the way. I think that somewhere, somehow, something did something that meant it got listed on all of the DeFi wallets out there. And then I think people saw it. And then obviously the natural kind of thing when markets pump, people buy the green rather than buy the red. So I think that is what happened, because that wasn't me. I didn't do anything with it. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. I know some of you messaged me and you were like, what the fuck's going on with Marbits? I'm just like, I have no idea. But yeah, I think that's what happened. So write that down in the notes. You know, potentially, if you're going to launch a token, probably a good idea to get it listed on every DeFi wallet out there. All right, add that to the list. Just saying. Just saying. Okay, good. So that's the news in a nutshell. Markets look good. Altcoins specifically look pretty good as well, which I think is all good. And yeah, should all play out very good in the long run. Hopefully, anyway. We'll see. We'll see. I think a good close tonight. We'll see how the Asian markets open as well, and fingers crossed we sort of get a move. Did you notice a wallet named Coinbase Fee is selling off several base projects like 1% at a time? I did not know. That's interesting. Coinbase fees. Wow. Still going to drop more. Redman. Yeah. Well, maybe. Let's hope not. Let's hope not. But I mean, it's possible, isn't it? I mean, what's the catalyst that's driving the market right now? Not a lot. I mean, PC data was good. Nothing's really coming tomorrow, so we don't have anything super crazy coming in tomorrow, but you know, we'll see. We'll see. We obviously don't have, I don't know why I said the market's open. I keep thinking it's Friday. I keep thinking it's Friday, but it's not. It's sorry, I keep thinking it's Thursday and we're going into Friday. God, I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. Unsubscribe. It's not worth it. Right. Good. It's Friday. Yeah. All right. I get that point. Okay. Massive choppers. Thoughts on Will There Be Financial? Gerda? Yeah. Look, I like Will There Be Financial. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Look at that. I just got a note from CoinMarketCap telling me Marbits is up 15.18% on the day. Pretty interesting. So yeah, Will There Be Financial broke back above this. Again, if you were in our Discord, by the way, if you're in the premium Discord, you will have got this as a potential move. By the way, you can get that by subscribing here on TikTok or becoming a channel member on YouTube. It's going to cost you about $8. Worth it, in my opinion. Also, you get access to our bot that can bring you charts and all the rest of it up, which I think is good news. And yeah, any new calls on all the rest of it. Again, absolutely worth it. And it supports the channel. So again, not expected, but you can do if you want. Max Payne on the Extreme Fear, then buy that. Yeah, I mean, Redman, I did buy Aster. I actually did buy some today. When it dipped, it was 183 on it, and I just couldn't resist it. I was like, okay, I'm buying some at 183. Now, just FYI, I didn't go all in. I actually do have a little bit more sat chilling that I can, if I want to, buy a little bit more. But yeah, this Will There Be Financial move we talked about. We actually talked about it in the premium Discord. Yeah, look for the bottom price of around 0.18 and then back to retest upper range of the 0.20. We literally got it. Look, 0.18. 0.18 came in. And then the retest of the 0.20, and we broke it. So literally called that in the Discord last night. But yeah, I like it. I think it's going to be good. Watch out for the credit card that's coming out, and watch out for integration with, you know, with a number of chains. They're even looking at going into XRPL, I think. So we'll see. But yeah, I like Will There Be Financial. I'm in it. People thought I was crazy. People thought I was like super bearish on it as well, but I'm not. I was just biding my time. Yeah, biding my time. Wow. Bullish. Sorry, I just sent you a message, Alvin. Good, right. Oh, Audley's up 40% of the day. Whoop, whoop. Great project. I don't know anything about it. Maybe I should check it out. Definitely. Definitely. Don't forget, everybody, if you're brand new here, hit the follow button. We live stream 6 days a week. Although, Vern, are we going to do a live stream tomorrow? I think Vern and I are going to do something tomorrow. Maybe. I'm going to be doing something anyway. And yeah, hit the follow button. Do tap the screen. Let's lock in some likes. We're nearly at 30k likes, which is super bullish. Likewise, if you're on YouTube, by the way, give it a thumbs up. Massively helps out the channel. Obviously gets us moving and grooving. So I would appreciate that as always. Moby Pump 2 for some reason. Wow. Base chain just going crazy. See, that's what I'm all about. Anyway, let me know the time. I'm there. Yeah, I think like my missus is out for a dinner, so we could definitely do something tomorrow night. I'd be down for that. Just FYI, by the way, next week, just to give you a bit of a view as to a few things that's coming up, we have Fed Waller is going to be speaking. We also have Bostic. Oh, God, we don't read that speech next week. That's going to be pretty interesting. Lots of Fed discussions next week, which I think will be good. ISM manufacturing, by the way, coming in on Wednesday. Worth noting, by the way, on the ISM data, 50 is generally seen as market expansion. Below 50, not. ISM manufacturing PMI's expectation is 49. That would be a tick up from 0.3 to where we are. That could show that manufacturing is starting to expand. This could therefore play out pretty optimistically in the market. So look out for that on Wednesday next week. We then obviously get into Thursday, where we get jobless claims. I just don't think it's a big thing anymore, to be honest. I mean, I know the Fed are obviously looking at it, so we'll see. And then, you know, that's kind of it, really. There's nothing else going on. So the week after is when it gets a little bit more tasty. So that's all when we get into things like core inflation, CPI coming in, obviously, on the 15th of October, 16th, jobless claims, core PPI year over year as well. So next week, pretty boring. Week after, could be tasty. And by the way, that'll be the second week of... that will be the second week of October as well. So, yeah. Fairground bit off topic, mate, but do you order fairground rides? That would be fucking brilliant if it was. I'd definitely go if he was. Definitely. Yeah, rate cuts. Well, we talked about this. So, yeah, expectation is that, yes, there will be some more rate cuts for sure. We expect to see, at least, well, pricing in potentially even 1% by the end of the year, which I think will be pretty good. So, yeah. Fingers crossed. Yeah, fingers crossed we get there. What was the credit card you was talking about? I missed it. World of It Financial are going to bring out a credit card. It's actually better than a credit. It's actually a debit card. So it's basically going to be able to convert your cryptocurrency on your account onto and use to pay. So yeah, pretty crazy if you ask me. Billy Bong Thong, when Casper smart contracts. Yeah, well, I heard about that. Zelia swap was meant to be moving today. So yeah, I did hear. I got a lot of insider intel that Casper are going to go to the moon today. I mean, look, it's up a little bit. But I'll argue it's in line with the rest of the market. But Zelia swap, I think, was what I was told was kind of going crazy. So, yeah. The trouble is, and I've said this a while, and by the way, I like Casper. I own a KS5 with someone else, but it's turned out it's a fucking waste of money. But anyway, with anything, I think you've got to ride the hype wave. And if you drop off the hype wave, a bit like a surfer, innit? No one then cares. Like, this market's so unbelievably fickle. It's unbelievable. But yeah, I mean, look, it had a little bit of a move. I don't think it was anything too crazy, but I guess we'll see. It'll be what the smart contract can bring to the network that may support it, but doesn't feel like it. Tuesday, Wednesday going to be watch. Yeah, that's true. I did a little more Ondo in the 0.8. Nice. Yeah, I've been thinking about betting some more Ondo. I haven't, because I'm like, okay, I could DCA on this position, but yeah, I haven't. But yeah, Asta is another one that could be pretty interesting. So yeah, I did buy 188 on this sort of lower wick. And I probably would get some more if it comes down a little bit further. We'll see. We'll see. Algorand prediction. Yeah, I like Algorand. We've been talking about target for Ondo. Okay, let's do Algorand first. Where is it? It's at the top here. So, Algorand. Let's do it on the 3-day because it gives us a little bit more of a move. Where do we think Algorand can get to? So, if we work out where its previous, the previous all-time high, where is our Algorand's all-time high? 292, right? That's a pretty strong move. You'd argue you're looking for a 1,000% move. It's just a pretty big move, you'd argue, on Algorand. So I guess the question would be, or more importantly, kind of what can we get to, okay? Where could we possibly think about? Well, let's Fibonacci trend-based extension this mother trucker and see where we get to. So the reality is, if you take the big moves, this is going back from November 2024, bottom of the bear market, and then obviously the local high, which you've got. Where do we sort of start to get to? Well, look, generally speaking, 2618 and the 3618 would be where you would look to sort of get a market cycle top. That would give you anything between $150 and $2. Now, it's not going to take you back to the all-time high ever, but I would say that was extreme bull case, super crazy 2026 Bitcoin at like 220, but You know, anything, I think anything north of 150, you'd probably be in a pretty good state, I reckon. You know, but that's where I'd be pricing in, between 150 and $2. Just to give you an example of kind of how that would look, on, say, something like Ethereum. And again, this is kind of where you can sort of play it out a little bit more favorably, I guess, to give you a bit of a view and I guess to maybe quantify it. The 2618, the 1618 and 2618 is like, sorry, talk normally. 2618, 3618, $8,000 and 10,655. That gives you a bit of a range of where ETH could go based on the same sort of mechanics. So I think that plays out fairly well over that. And Ondo, I mean, Ondo's a really difficult one to choose. And I'll tell you why I think Ondo's different. The fact that Ondo could get a $25 trillion market commodities group on the chain is fucking crazy, right? I mean, that is some big deal. So, I mean, Ondo's not really done anything. You'd have to fib retrace this because you haven't really got a lot to kind of play around with. But you could argue that Ondo could see something like $4, maybe top $6, wick up, super crazy, like 625 market's overhyped. Everyone's going crazy. You know, your nan's bought Bitcoin, all that kind of stuff. The dog's like wearing a bee on its collar because it's like super bullish on Bitcoin as well. Maybe it can wick to $6, but you know, that's where I would be certainly thinking about pricing Ondo in as an upper range. But again, if you are, you know, if you said, well, if we saw like treasuries go on chain for Ondo, if the US decided to go super like into it, then yeah, I mean, Ondo could go freaking crazy. I mean, Ondo, I think it's a good project in at 69 cents. Nice. Yeah, I'm slightly overpriced on Ondo. I'm about 101, which isn't great, to be honest, but yeah. AVAX is getting a lot of attention, but it's fairly high. I'm trying to decide if I should get more or a lot more XRP. What's your opinion? I like AVAX. I'm a holder of AVAX. Have been for ages. I'm a bit disappointed with this move. I'm not going to lie. I thought we were going to get a bit of a stronger move. However, we called this move on the breakout. Obviously, these are some key resistance levels that we want to see, you know, I guess play out over the course of the next kind of few moves. You can see how some of these range 29.17. That's what you're looking for, a break back above. But yeah, I mean, AVAX, in my opinion, has probably the slightly better upside potential than XRP, but XRP obviously could end up being crazy. How come you don't expect Algo not to go to the 1618? I did say the 1618. I said the 2618 is higher. It's higher than the 1618. Best large cap to buy in this min dip. It's not financial advice. You got to understand that. Not financial advice. What do I think would be the best thing to buy? It depends, right? It depends. And I can't admit I'm going to say this, but I'll say this for an obvious reason. And some of you may or may not have seen this. I genuinely would say that I think Cardano might be a good shout, right? And before you all start roasting me in the chat, right? Just hold on a minute. Hold on. Let me tell you why, okay? I know people are like, Tubi, what are you fucking talking about? Cardano. You got to think about what the question is, by the way. I'm not saying, Curtis, just wait. I told you all just to wait until I told you why I'm thinking that, right? I'm just telling you why I think it. Shut up, Holmes. Fine, I'm going to tell you why I think it would be. I'm not going to tell you why I think it would be. Screw you guys. Screw you guys. I remortgaged my house and bought Cardano, so you can go for yourselves. Right. Let's break the question down. Let's break the question down. No, I haven't lost my mind. I haven't lost my mind, right? Listen. The question is, what big cap would you buy in this dip? I'm not saying that Cardano's the best coin to buy for the bull market. I'm not even saying it's going to be the best one. Right now, that Cardano is at 78 cents. It's relatively cheap. And don't forget, they just announced a massive stable coin liquidity commitment, right? I've been talking about this for ages. If Cardano gets a stable coin market, it could do very, very, very well. It's going to enhance DeFi, governance, everything, right? This is a big deal. Now, it isn't quite what we all hoped, which is going to be something like USDC or USDT, but still, it's a pretty big deal. So I think, just personal, you don't have to kind of, do anything super crazy. I think you could actually see a good momentum upswing on this. And don't forget, it's at 78 cents. So depending on what your capital is to invest. By the way, this is not financial advice, and I am not telling you to go and buy this. That is just like my opinion, okay? Sounds like you work for them. I definitely don't work for Cardano, by the way. But that's my opinion, all right? And let's see. I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, I could have gone, go and buy BNB. BNB is definitely going to be crazy. All right, so 0.8%. It's nearly $1,000 a coin. Shut up, Hunter. Shut up. We'll see, all right? that we'll see. Well, let's see how Cardano performs, all right? You have to go and do it. I'm not telling you to go and buy it. Davo knows what's up. See, Davo? You know, I mean, the obvious one is, oh, go and buy Asta. It's going to be crazy. It's going to go to the freaking moon. Why don't you go and buy VeChain? Everyone else thinks everyone else thinks VeChain's going to be the best player. You said Cardano because you are... No, I'm not. Do you know, this is honest. This is honest. I'm not an investor in Cardano. I actually don't have any. I don't have any. Just my opinion. I've had enough Cardano at 35 cents. Exactly, yeah. Exactly. If you got in at the early point, and again, I'm just saying, I'm not saying that it's going to be the biggest coin in the world. I'm not saying I'm going to go and dump my entire portfolio, because I actually think there are bigger upside potentials, but they are in higher risk plays. All right. That's my opinion. So, like, do I think World Limit Financial could outperform Cardano? Yes, but it's riskier, right? It's newer. Do I think Asta could give you better returns? Yes, but it's riskier. It's newer. Do you know what I mean? They're the things. You could argue and say, well, maybe HBAR's on a dip and HBAR could do it. Possibly. If that stablecoin market takes effect, then I think Cardano could do well. All right? That's my opinion. We will see. Time will tell, won't it? Time will tell. I'm in Edison's 0.0683. Nice, Jesse. 2-bit, you are the one telling all to buy Solana at 8, brother. Let them know. See? I told everyone to buy Solana at $8, you massive choppers, so shut the hell up. I'm only kidding. Do you expect good alts to surpass 2021 highs? Yes. I hope so. Ondo. Yeah, we just talked about Ondo. I'm bullish on Ondo. I'm a bag holder of Ondo. I like Ondo Finance. Again, my opinion, though, is similar to kind of my view on Cardano. If they get the treasury market, Ondo is see you later. Like, I mean, it's absolutely dumb. And if not, then yeah, we could see where we end up. But that's my opinion anyway. Time will tell, won't it? Time is gonna tell. That's my opinion. So I could get it wrong, but I think so. It was the first blue chip coin I bought and made thousands, and then it ran into the meme coin market. Sell all your portfolio, put it all in red. Get out of here. So yeah. Wow, I should get Ondo's on. I would say Ondo's on sale right now. Well, that would be my opinion anyway. Particularly at 80. Was it at 80? Yeah, 89 cents right now. I think Ondo's on. With all of these though, Ondo, you'd argue, even something like Chainlink, they need to start to kind of see a little bit of movement. That's just my opinion. That's my opinion. Travel Star, what's going on? XPL. Is XPL the what is it? Is XPL the pre-sale? Is that seller AI? Yeah. Am I? Oh no, plasma price. What the hell is that? No. What? What? Matt Skinner's in the building. What's going on, pal? Good to see you, buddy. Welcome in. So why are you not investing in Cardano? Why are you believe in it? No. You are totally mistaking this question. Totally. I don't know if you're like in for like, I'm going to absolutely just nail this guy. You have totally missed the question. You've totally missed my answer. I am not saying for a second Cardano is going to be the best project in the world, right? I'm not saying that. The question was, what big cap do you think we should be buying on this dip? All right. So Cardano's had a big dip. It's just announced a stablecoin liquidity provider, right? It's going to boost DeFi on its ecosystem. Do I think Cardano could run 20% in the next 2 weeks? Possibly, right? Possibly. I'm not saying for a second I'm going to hold Cardano till I can end up in a box. I would literally be like, okay, I might buy some Cardano today. And the minute that gets to 10, 15, 20%, I'm selling that mother trucker and going to something else. I'm not saying Cardano is the best project in the world. I don't even own any Cardano. But the question was, which big cap do you think has the biggest potential? And I've said all along that Cardano with a stablecoin market could do very, very well. And that's exactly what they've got. So I'm sticking by my conviction. Why not say BTC? Oh, God. Someone give me strength. Someone give me strength, please. Oh. Why not say BTC? Why not say 10-year treasury yields? I mean, they might be good. Why not go and buy none? Yeah, I would say go and buy 10-year treasury yields. Just enjoy that 4%. I mean, that is the way forward, right? That's the way. That is the way forward. Go buy a freaking treasury yield. Jesus. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah. Cool. That's it. I've got nothing else. All right. I'm done. I'm fucking done. I'm done with this live stream tonight. I can't be arsed. I've got 15 minutes left and I just can't be bothered. Right, I'm moving on. I'm moving on. I'm not trashing Bitcoin. Hook my life. Right, anyway. 2bit as a Charles Austin's tap on his bum. I mean, yeah, I do. Why are we not pumping yet? Start dog, we just liquidated $2.6 billion worth of longs. That's why. When in doubt, 2bit, just go asset checks. I mean, that's true. That's true. 2bit traded AVAX for Ada. Maybe. So my 2x and Zcash at $60. Nice. Is Zcash still a thing? No, honestly, Shay, I love it, man. Honestly, look, this is. I'm a bit warm. I need to take my jacket off. Mate, that's why this community is good. I mean, you should see what they're putting on YouTube. I'm getting fucking roasted for saying Cardano, like proper roasted. I'm gonna even try and do Holmes's accent. Well, okay, lad. Hey, yeah, Ada with the massive successful ecosystem. Pooh. I mean, he doesn't sound like that, but that was my overemphasis on taking the piss out of Holmes because he's fucking roasting me in the chat. Get out of here, Holmes. Shut the hell up. Zbit would not promote. Zbit crypto. Get him out of here. Right. Anyway, AVAX is going to do well. Yeah, AVAX has had some super bullish news recently. I'm sorry, Hobbs. I'm sorry. Yeah, AVAX has had some pretty big news recently. They've got funding, they've got gaming, they've got everything. Like, yeah, AVAX feels like it's going to be good. The only problem with AVAX is it's not doing what it should be doing. But in my opinion, it needs to kind of get its ass in gear and start rocking and rolling. But I do think it'll come. I mean, I still think like markets, not as much as me, Jesse. I'm dying and I'm on camera. I still think it's going to do pretty well. Yeah, it's gone. Billy Goat, it's gone. I mean, normally these streams end up going into sort of all sorts of crazy shit. I'm trying to hold it back, but yeah. Picked up some... It's like a hair in my face. What the hell? Did I get it? Yeah, I got it. Picked some AVAX at 27.28. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I've DCA'd on... I DCA'd on AVAX because I ended up buying it a little bit pricey. And, I mean, whatever it sort of drops is fine, but... It should be way higher than it is. I guess that's probably where I get to a little bit, is that I think it should be way higher than it is. And if I think that, then I'm sure other people do see it. But the only thing that I think is sort of lacking a little bit with AVAX is real community sentiment on it. That's what's really exploded Solana. You know, Asta is kind of similar, better than a Spider 2-bit. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Oh, dear me. Starting to think the majority of us have talked ourselves into believing a big bull run, but won't be one. I mean, maybe. The way I get to it, right? The way I sort of come to this conclusion, and I've held this conclusion now for a while, is given the fact that we have got all this institutional money flowing in, you've got treasury companies buying more cryptocurrency than we ever bought. Why would we have not yet hit any market cycle tops? Why would they still be buying Bitcoin? Think about it. Why would they still buy Bitcoin if we feel the market tops in? I think it's just a very different market cycle. And I think 2021 spoiled us. 2017 were pretty good. Everything I look at tells me this market's not over. And I'm being objective, I think, at that point, because I'm comfortable selling. I'm comfortable taking profits. I'm sat on some USDT to deploy that I'm just chilling on. I just feel like, and there is why the other reason why I think it could go higher is there's such a divide in terms of what people's opinions are. And when you sort of watch some of the real bearish individuals, so they're already starting to pivot on what their initial their thought was. Remember, a broken clock is wrong. Sorry, a broken clock is right twice a day. And the reality is that so many of them were said, yep, that's it. I'm selling. I'm 100% out. Bear market's in. Bull market's over. I saw someone tweet out today, they're 70% confident the bull market's over. Well, hold on a minute. You sold everything. You were 100%. You're out of the market. Now you're 70%. It's 3 days later. And all of a sudden, you know, you watch a couple of these catalysts come out, and I just think, now, that's not to say we couldn't get shafted. And I think if BTC genuinely went and retested 100K, I would absolutely take some chips off the table. Definitely. I would close some Ethereum positions out. I would close some Solana positions out because some of them are way up, and I would just protect my capital at that point. Till then, I'm a bit like, all right, fine. We're down 13 Gs from the all-time high. Fine. Now, the keys went to OTC deals stop and everyone is buying. Yeah, I mean, that's true as well. That's true. I mean, like I said, you've just got a lot of capital flowing into this market, whether people believe it or not. I'm still living off my Saitama reflections. F. Joe knows what's up. Do you think Virtual's protocol is another big run in it? Less so. Less so, if I'm honest. Apparently, new digital IDs will be crypto. I mean, I don't know if they will be. The petition has 1.4 million signatures already. It's crazy. Yeah, I think alts just won't do so well as they just move. Yeah, I mean, that's true. That's true. Well, you can kind of see it, can't you, with kind of what's happening in the minute. But look at altcoin on Mexi going to the moon. Well, if it's on Mexi, it must be a DeFi project as well. But Kita looks nice. Definitely worth it. Oh, yeah, Kita. Who told me about Kita? Someone told me about Kita a while back. Can't remember who it was now. Can't be anyone important, I don't think. Oh, dear me. What did someone want me to look at? Someone told me a coin to look at then, and I didn't look at it. GC, thanks, man. I like it. I like the caps as well. Love that. What's it called? Look at Atla. Atla. Is something wrong with Dex tools? It feels like something's wrong with it. Maybe I need to go to Dex. I don't really like Dex screen. I don't know why. I don't really like it, but Atla. Oh yeah, no, this is not for me. Right, CoinMarketCap it is. The petition probably got lots of Mickey Mouse, though. I remember laughing. Yeah, I mean, the only thing I don't really understand is like why we're bringing it out. That's the thing I can't get my head around. But anyway, is it this at Letter Network? Yeah, at Letter Network, $35, up 11% on the day. It's pretty nice, in fairness. Pretty nice. I'm struggling with deciding to sell all my XRPs. A good long-term hold. I mean, I can only tell you what I'm doing, which is I'm holding on to my XRP at the minute. I haven't done anything, to be honest. I haven't done anything. We'll see how it plays out, to be honest. Yeah. According to your amount, when you get... What's that? According to your amount and when you get in as well. Or Render. You asked me about Render. Who's GC? Do I know you, GC? I must know you. I must know you. Art Caffeine, you legend. What's going on, buddy? What's going on, you massive hero? I thought I did. The only reason I say that is I was on a call with someone at work today. Someone I work with, and he was like, "Oh, he's bought a little bit of crypto, but he didn't know that. Like, he doesn't know I do the whole YouTube thing." And yeah, he was like, "Oh, you came up on my TikTok the other day." I was like, "Oh, cool. Don't tell anyone." Anyway, right, Render. Yeah, I mean, here's the question. What is it going to do to stem the downtrend? By the way, I quite like it, in fairness. The whole kind of GPU stuff, I think is good. It's how they can transition into a more TradFi market. That's kind of what they need to get to. And yeah, there's a debate then whether they can actually get there. So is it going to do something? Maybe. Time will tell, I guess, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. New shiny coins. Yeah, I think so, Holmes, as well. Yeah, I think unfortunately people go to newer coins. That's just my opinion anyway. Don't mean it can't do something good, but yeah, I mean, look, BTC's rallying a little bit. ETH still the one though. Look, you see BTC's going up. ETH is pretty flat. Let's take a quick look at the liquidation data, just curious. Only just joined, man. Quick recap on BTC, ETH, and what you think's coming. So recap is markets rebounded today nicely with strong institutional inflows. Government shutdown does risk decoupling this move. Alts performed better than BTC as capital rotated out of BTC into alts. However, super weird day in the market. I think that's how I would summarize it. Kraken IPO. Yeah, that's about it. That's about it. That's where I get to. Right. So if we look at the 7 days here on Bitcoin, TikTok, do you want to see this? What you can see here is markets are still very short, by the way. So you can see here, if the market's pushed down, these would be the longs that got liquidated. So, you know, markets are very much in a world of that they think price is going to continue downside. So if we get a nice pump to the upside, it would be pretty aggressive, I think. You can see here just how much leverage is sat in. Way more leverage downside than upside. But yeah, if we could see a nice little move, for example, let's say we get to 112, $3 billion could be, and I'll say I use the terminology could be liquidated. It doesn't necessarily mean it would be, but yeah, definitely in a world where traders feel the market's going to push down a little bit more. So worth thinking about. Just my opinion, but keep an eye on ETH, keep an eye on altcoins tonight. That's going to be the key one as to see whether we get a bit of a push or not. Hopefully we do. I look forward to all my data being on chain and using smart contract for access. True. True. I don't necessarily think I don't necessarily like that idea, but I think it'd be good in like you know, medical records. I think it'd be good in terms of police forces, all that kind of stuff. That's all fine. That is all fine. I'm cool with all that sort of stuff. I don't like the fact that they could know every transaction, every purchase. Imagine you go full digital, all tied to the same thing. Like you're literally in a state like China. Like imagine that. Pretty crazy. Anyway, yeah, Kita is at what? 70 cents. Yeah, it's up 12.5% today. Yeah, I know Holmes and Jesse have called this. Yeah, but data, that's different though. Jasmine's not setting out to do that. Jasmine's data democratization. That's putting you back as the custodian of it. So you would bet it's like, you don't think of Jasmine in the sentiment of it's like a giant cryptocurrency cookie that people allow. So it's different. It's different. Jasmine's trying to do the absolute opposite of that. They're trying to go decentralized as opposed to centralized. So yeah, that's why I think Jasmine could be very, very good actually. How many trillions we think in market cap will hit this Q4? I'm hoping it gets to about 7, 8. But yeah, Kita is the ultimate swing trade. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's pretty interesting, isn't it? How it kind of plays through. And yeah, one to keep your eyes out for. Up, down. I mean, it's on a big dip right now as well, which is kind of interesting, isn't it? If you're feeling spicy, it's on a big old dip. So yeah, Google probably knows more about you than you do. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, of course they do. Of course they do. Kita is backed by Google's ex-CEO Eric Schmidt. Nice. Super bullish than 2-bit. I like it. Let's hope so. Yeah, I mean, 7 trillion I don't think is a ridiculous number. I don't think it's a ridiculous number, but yeah, Kita's looking pretty solid in fairness. As is I mean, look, the meme coin market's kind of starting to get a bit spicier. 3% on Bonk, 3% on Pepe, albeit still got a 0 to break. I mean, we said, didn't we, inflection point, boom, Pepe went kaboom, skis. So yeah, Pepe not doing anything crazy. Pump starting to move a little bit as well. I mean, Pump could be an interesting one. Kia tanked though after some anticlimactic announcement this week. People expected much more. Yeah. Can you see ETH reclaiming 4K now? It's over 4K now. ETH's literally at 4,015 bucks. Perfectly hit our resistance line that we've got. There you go, look, you see, ETH perfectly hit that resistance line. If you want more alpha like this and be part of the premium trade group and equally get all the alpha calls, then become a channel member. Hit the subscribe button here on TikTok. You get access free to our premium Discord. Also, by the way, there is ultimately a Discord, which you can join. It's totally free Discord if you want to get a little bit more. Oh, holding 4,000. I think if the market holds up, then yeah. Feels like it's solid. Feels like it's solid. We've actually had a couple of retests at that level as well. We've had 3 retests and it's bounced. So it looks like it's holding pretty well at the minute. Again, time is, never our friend, is it, unfortunately. But I think ETH's the one to watch over the course of the next 24 to 48 hours, maybe over the weekend. So yeah, we'll see. No real big purchases on ETH treasury companies though, which I thought we might have got, especially with the dip that came in. But yeah, not so much. Not so much. Right, what have we got going on? Just checking in with those. Not a lot here and there. All a bit quiet. Would you check out Orderly, please? Oh, man, yeah, you guys have been asking me about that for ages. Let me bring Orderly up. Orderly is... What's Orderly doing? Man, it's up 37% year to date. Nice. When did it launch? Oh, it's only been out a few days. Well, it's been out about 2 weeks, in fairness. So, all right, cool. Yeah, I like it. I guess the obvious question is, what is it? Because I don't know what it is. What is it? What is Orderly? Orderly, the permissionless liquidity layer for Web3 trading. Interesting. It's like another DEX, another perp DEX. Powerful SDK seamless integration builds unified liquidity superior performance for traders. Is it another perp DEX? Similar to a perp DEX? Kind of feels like it is. I mean, you can't argue. It's doing pretty well. Doing pretty well. That's the 1 hour chart. So, well, I mean, I might have to retrace my statement. It's doing okay, but it's on a massive dump from a massive pump. I never like those, by the way. So I thought it looked like it was way sooner than that. Okay, yeah, I'm not super convinced on this now. Devo, thanks, man. Have a great weekend. Yeah, just watch out. We'll put an announcement out, but yeah, we might do some sort of live, Vern and I, tomorrow. So yeah, yeah, not so sure. If you're not in it, probably wouldn't bother. That's just my opinion, by the way. I mean, what do I know? Not a lot. Not a lot. Sort of. You'll never be more bullish than the top commentator. 37. Is Asta dead yet? No. No. I mean, yeah. I mean, is Asta dead? What? I mean, it's retracing now. 204. Yeah. Off that sort of. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Off that sort of bottom end line, which is kind of nice. So yeah, we could do soon. Red Belly Network. RBNT thoughts? Don't know anything about it. RBNT. Red Belly Network. Oh, it looks like these are okay. It is, where's it at? 12%. I mean, it's not listed on loads of exchanges. Looks all right. What's it doing in volume wise? I didn't see. Man, some of these have just done big. Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't. Come on, bro. What the hell is that? What is that? Jesus. Yeah, it's because I keep changing them. What else do you think are almost guaranteed to X this bull run? Ollie, nothing's guaranteed. I cannot give you that. I can't give you that statement. What do I guarantee a 2x? I'd sell my house and put it on it if I could guarantee a 2x. All I would say to you is if you believe the market's going higher, then a 2x is relatively straightforward to find. If you don't, then it's obviously going to be pretty difficult. Say their ecosystem's building out pretty nicely as well. The last 5 Octobers, an average of 22% move on Bitcoin. Yeah. October is, I mean, you could get a 2x in October. Looks like Libra. Yeah, no, Libra was fucked. You know it's going to dump real bad soon. I mean, it took a bit of a dump the other day, if I'm honest, but there was a tweet put out earlier which was like a CZ tweet. So, I mean, I think Binance are backing this. And it's doing more revenue than Hyperliquid, which people may just be speculating on the fact that it's going to do more. That could be an answer. That could be a thing, by the way. So yeah, what's a good example of charts we should look for? What do you mean? As in like coins that are going to do well or just... oh, breaking news, everybody. What I would say is charts to look for. Join the premium Discord. That's where it's going to be. Become a channel member, hit that subscribe button, and you get all the charts of which we break down what is happening with them. And yeah, it's going to be like $8 a month. It's totally worth it. Right. Breaking news, everybody. Breaking freaking news. Here we go. Just in, World Liberty Financial burnt 3,109,320 World Liberty Financial from protocol fees on Ethereum and BSC. In addition, we purchased 3.8 million from the open market using that. An average purchase price of 0.0209. All tokens acquired have been permanently removed from circulation. Bullish! Let's go! Bullish on this. Great job. There you go. They're going to be like, oh man, fucking 2-bit messaged us. Brilliant. There you go. That's great news, isn't it? Yeah, it was like a DEX, but because the big pullback yesterday dipped hard, plus there's some big resistance. Yeah. I think that's great news, by the way. Great news. Hey, what's going on, Mr. Non-Fungible? Good to see you, buddy. Bullish for Q4. Yeah, man, imagine the market skyrocket. I mean, what would that be based on? Did they base it on... Oh, what did they base it on? Oh, I missed this. They base it on the month of September, or it's just a protocol from protocol fees on Ethereum. Okay, I need to find where that data is. I need to find what that data looks like, because basically, as you see more volume going through it, then that burn's going to be. It's like Lunar Classic, just way better, ish. Where would I... Does anyone know where I'd find that? Anyone know where I'd find it? How is that being calculated? Let's have a look on... see, I don't think it's going to do anything that we need it to do. So World Liberty Finance multi-sig. So it's coming out from the multi-sig wallet. Okay, so they sent 6.9... that comes from, oh, look, on-chain purchases. Okay, hold on a minute. We're getting somewhere. We are getting somewhere. So in from Uniswap. Okay, so World Liberty Financial, Uniswap USD2. Analytics. Token transfer count. There must be a way of like seeing what that's doing. I need to try and work out what that is. I need to see what that is, basically. because that could be pretty good news. If you ask me, we just need to find out where it's coming in. Clearly, it already has a balance in there of 20 million. So we need to work out where that 6 million's come from, and then how that then is going to play out into this burn mechanism. Yeah, so they're all coming from different wallets. So these must be stored, but they kind of cleared these out. Although maybe, oh no, hold on a minute. Hold on a freaking minute. Yeah, look at this. So 7,000. Okay, yeah, so we need to keep an eye on some of this. Oh man, we need to kind of stick this in a tracker. So we need to watch this. So you can see here the balance is at 7,217. It's about a G, 1,000 basically. So yeah, this is where you can see the swap aggregator is sending its fees here. So this is then going to give us an indication as to what that looks like. So we just need to work out then how much that was. Anyway, bullish for World Limit Financial for sure. Bullish. Fingers crossed we start to see this push a little bit further to the upside. I'm down for it. These freaking bright websites in the evening. I'm sorry. Can you change this? Oh, you can. Oh, sorry. Is that better? Oh, that's way better, isn't it? Ah, that's way better. My eyes! My eyes are melted. Good. Right. Great news. Yeah. Bullish on that. Bullish. Right. Good. Okay. We are coming towards the end of the show. We'll stick around for another 5, maybe 10 minutes. And then we'll be out of here. Now, I will be live, I think, on TikTok tomorrow. And then I do have some bad news, everybody. I won't be live Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I won't be live Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday. I'll have some content coming out, but yeah, I actually fly to Spain on Sunday with work. Is what it is. Got to pay the rent, got to pay the bills. Do you know what I mean? You guys don't smash the like button hard enough, so I've got to pay the bills. So yeah, I fly to Spain on Sunday. So I'll be there Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday I fly back. So Wednesday night I'll be live. But yeah, it's with work. It's with work. So yeah, I'm actually flying to Spain with work. So. You know, hopefully it'll be, guys, I'll be flying to Las Vegas to talk all about the cryptocurrency markets. I'm actually interviewing Satoshi Nakamoto himself, and I'll be vlogging all the way there. But, unfortunately, you know, not enough likes, not enough subscribers, all that kind of stuff. So I can't do it just yet, but yeah. Yeah, Tim, she's aware of this one, yeah. She's aware of it. Like, is it Salu, maybe? I can't remember. No, it's not. It's with work. It's literally with work. So yeah, I've got to get like 11 managers to Spain and hopefully make sure they all come back, along with like another like 800 people as well. So it's gonna be pretty epic. Does Satoshi really exist? No. Well, I don't know. He might be alive, but so yeah. So yeah, I'll do a live tomorrow, and then that'll be it. Then there'll be content coming out. By the way, I'm staying in a hotel room, so I'll try to put some content out for sure, but. It's a work thing, Craig. It's literally a work thing, so she hasn't really got a choice, to be honest. So yeah, so I need to go. I haven't even packed, in fairness. What do you think of linear? Yeah, we were talking about that in the whatchamacallit? In the Alvin, have I given you access to that? Are you in the Discord? We were talking about that in the Discord, the premium Discord, Alvin. Where are you? I feel like I haven't given you it. Alvin, are you in the Discord or not? I can't see your name. Thoughts on Ondo? Yeah, man, everyone's asking about Ondo. Bullish on Ondo. It's probably where I get to. All right. And yeah, we've talked about it 3 times now, so I'm not going to talk about it again. But yeah, very much bullish on Ondo Finance. Yeah, Alvin, linear pumped hard today, did it? Nice. No, Tomato Pete. They've literally chartered planes. So yeah, it's not like we're not with the masses. Literally chartered planes to get everyone out there. Fly from Manchester Airport on Sunday. I don't see you in the Discord, Alvin. Maybe I'm tripping out. All right, you need to join the Discord. Link in the bio or in the description. So yeah, get in there, Alvin. We'll give you access to the premium Discord group. Remember, become a channel member or subscribe on TikTok. You get access to it. Worth it, in my opinion. Linear is easy to access on MetaMask. Yeah, I've definitely sort of seen people like getting bullish on linear. It was definitely a discussion in there as well. How much is Ondo right now? It's like 89 cents or something. Yeah, 89 to 84. It's only up 2.5% on the day, so. Bullish on Ondo Finance. What do you work to? Yeah, well, The Discord, you just become a subscriber here on TikTok or become a channel member, you get free access to it. So it's like whatever the subscription fee is. I think it's about $8 or something. But make sure you're in our Discord. Yeah, so I work in like retail management basically. So I have like 10 direct reports and about 400 people that then sit below them. So technically I have about 400 people, but yeah. But hopefully one day it'll just all be about cryptocurrency content. That's what it's all about, isn't it? That's what it's all about. Fingers crossed. Business class, I hope. I wish. I'm going to be in the cattle farm, mate, unfortunately. With the cattle. Anyway, such is life. Right, everybody. That does bring us to the end of the show. As always, I appreciate your time tuning in. This obviously will be the last live on YouTube for a few days. Obviously, we're back Wednesday night. Look out for a potential stream. And Mr. Non-Fungible, if you're about tomorrow night, we'll do on just people don't join this live stream because I'm on YouTube as well, so it always just gets a bit awkward. But thank you for the roses. And if you're about tomorrow night, I'll hit you up with a message. I think Vern and I are going to do like a little bit of an impromptu live stream. And yeah, look, I may do some TikTok lives while I'm out on holiday because if I'm back in the hotel room, then I may do it. And we'll see how many people actually know that I do sort of. I mean, some people asked me the other week, they were like, "Oh man, can we go live?" And I'm like, "Nah, absolutely not." So look out for it. Again, we'll be live hopefully tomorrow on TikTok tomorrow night. Look out for that. Going to be super bullish. But until then, keep your eyes on the markets. Altcoin is going to be the key one. ETH might be about to lose 4,000, so keep posted. And look out for some content coming very, very soon. As always, we appreciate you, Jam. Don't forget, jump in the Discord, link in the bio. And yeah, catch you guys on the flip side.